Hey guys, Dan Heilman back with another video. Today's going to be a quick video. We're going to give an update on what's going on right now. We have a lot of big moves for Bitcoin and Ethereum. Altcoins are lagging a tiny bit. We can see here that Bitcoin dominance has rejected off the same trend line it rejected off last time. This is a bit worrying for me. However, it could be a bearish retest of this 350-day moving average, which is a nice little slow moving average. So it could just be that we're trying to retest this and come back down. You can see last time we rejected here, we absolutely rocket shipped right back up. If we see something like that, alts are going to be in some pain for the next couple of days. However, I think this will last a little bit longer. Another important thing looking at here is the USDT plus USDC dominance. So this one is interesting. Let's see. We got some notifications on our phone. Okay, good. I thought it was going to be market makers adding a million Bitcoin and Ethereum so they could dump onto exchanges. But this is a turning point right here for USDC and USDT, basically stablecoin dominance. If we can break this previous support here and start moving down, that is good for cryptocurrencies. When people have less stable coins, that means they're usually putting their money back into the markets. So right now I'm just measuring all of my altcoins against Ethereum. If they're performing good against Ethereum, then they're doing very well right now, right? So Bitcoin and Ethereum are doing great. And if we go to, let's go to the Ethereum divided by Bitcoin and see what we got going on here. We have a little bit of a pullback for Bitcoin, or sorry, Ethereum versus Bitcoin. Now, there is Binance just dumping billions of dollars of Ethereum to try to suppress the price, which is quite annoying. I do have a bunch of trades in my IRA rollover for stocks, and BMNR, which is a Ethereum proxy, Ethereum treasury company, is doing very well. Pretty stoked about that. I have a bunch of other mining companies, and the pre-market, they're looking quite good. We're getting some bounces on CLSK, which is kind of breaking down a little bit, but it's in the window for a low. We have Riot pumping. SMCI is a microchip, so that's not crypto related, but we're getting some bumps here, some bounces on some of these IRENs bouncing. Coinbase is bouncing right off some nice support there. CEP is bouncing a tiny bit. GME, another kind of Bitcoin play, but not really, looking for a low somewhere in this window. MEIP, a Litecoin treasury company. Lux, a Litecoin treasury company. Bit Farms bouncing a tiny bit, Circle even bouncing a little bit, and finally Wolf bouncing as well. So we have some daily cycle lows that are confirmed in this area. Pretty stoked about those trades. Now I'll talk about the alts right now that I just opened some small leverage trades on. If you do want a leverage trade, I have a link below for Bitunix, but I have some very small trades open, not that small, about 10 grand each, but it's small for some people, large for other people. And I have a trade on Pengu, Sui, Solana, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, XRP, and XLM. Now, I'll show you why I have these specific trades open with fairly tight stop losses. So I don't want, a lot of things could happen today. We've had a lot of big runners. I fumbled some generational leverage trades, which is really annoying on Bitunix. Again, affiliate link below if you want to try Bitunix. Amazing exchange to do leverage trading, legal pretty much everywhere. You can also just buy spot there if you want to do that. But I had basically all these trades open coming in for the bull moon. So if you don't know what the bull moon is, it is basically, if we go here on the daily, you can see that the moon cycles seem to be extremely accurate for trading. Okay, so you can see that the red is the bear moon, the green is the bull moon. It just seems to be very well. Look at right into this green, right into this bull moon, huge pump. You see it again. All you have to do is go to moon phases, turn it on TradingView, and you can trade the moon phases, which have been extremely accurate. I can't believe, honestly, how accurate it is. But we came up here, we hit a little bit of resistance. We're pulling back a little bit. These were all the leverage trades I had open: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Puffer, Fartcoin, and I'm kind of happy I got out of Fartcoin. This one's showing definitely some weakness. BNB, nice pump after my entry. The blue is my entry here. Dot, that was a good entry for Dot. I did still exit a lot of these in the profit. Neo, this one I was annoyed about, Graphane, because I opened it way down here and it went up about 59%. I think I closed it right here after only about 26%, but oh well, a win's a win. ENA, another one I had a nice generational entry on, up 33%. Zora, same thing. I had a nice generational entry here for leverage, up 100%. Insane. Mavia, just about the same. Mavia, sorry. Tau, this was a nice little entry, 18%. So again, link to Bitunix below. That's the best way to support the channel. And they have great customer service, and they have very low fees, even lower if you use the affiliate link. But these were all my generational entries that I should have probably left open for a little bit, but this kind of worried me a little bit. Bitcoin dominance bouncing here 2 days ago. So when I saw it starting to bounce, I closed some of my leverage. I also noticed that this USDC is getting close to this line. So if this rejects, we might see another bounce and then a drop, which might be a pullback for some of these alts. Ethereum, Bitcoin also coming down again. But if you, if I go on X and kind of go to my account here, you can see that I think I reposted. Here you go. Every dump brought to you by Binance. They've just been dumping like crazy. So here's a crap ton of Solana. They've been dumping. Here's a crap ton of Ethereum. So there's a lot of resistance from Wintermute, which is the market maker of Binance. And they've just been dumping on the markets like crazy, trying to liquidate people. So you can see over the last 2 days, Binance has sent Wintermute 2,250 Bitcoin and a bunch of Ethereum. And the worst part is they're sending literal user funds because they have zero holdings in any of these cryptocurrencies besides what they have for their users. So it's just really annoying. You can see here a bunch of ETH, a bunch of Solana, and they literally have none. They are literally using our funds to flush the market, which is really annoying. And that's why it's can be sketchy to hold leverage long term. Try to take some short scalps if you're going to try leverage, or just use really small amounts and really small leverage, right? So like 1x, 2x, 3x, and just use a small percentage of your account just to be very, very careful with it. It's definitely risky, but you can make a lot of money. I think I've made about, I don't know, 40, 50, 60 grand in the last 2 months, which has been really nice. But I've also lost a lot as well. So just be very careful. Anyways, that's it for I do want to cover a couple of these that I was talking about. So Zora versus Ethereum looking extremely strong. ENA versus Ethereum looking extremely strong, but not really a good entry. Litecoin versus Ethereum looks like it bounced a third time, maybe a triple bottom, and continue the trend for Litecoin versus Ethereum. Again, you want to measure your strength versus Ethereum because it's very strong right now. Pengu is looking like it's in a cycle low window. It's looking to slow down. Maybe we see another rip higher for Pengu versus Ethereum. So these are why I'm opening trades on these right now. XLM versus Ethereum just hit a major support here, and my Camel Finance indicator is saying the daily cycle low is in. So I'm looking for a big pump there. Bitcoin Cash as well, looking like it wants to return here and go back up. This is on the daily, and you can see Market Cipher B again, affiliate link below for it. Shameless plug there. You can see a big deep pullback, and then if we look a smaller trigger wave, and then I'm expecting a big pump there. Sui versus Ethereum as well, looking like I have the 2-day and 4-day on this. I forget what this indicator is called, but this one's been very good. TDS, trend direction sequence. So this one seems to you can see kind of pick these lows quite good. You can see 4-day, 1 week here, and then we saw a big pump. Maybe we'll see another for Sui there. There was another one. I already talked about Bitcoin Cash. What was the other one? Oh, Solana versus Ethereum. Also, I have a bunch of these TD sequential. Is that what it's called? Yeah, TD sequential indicator here. You can see right here, I have a bunch of them saying 1 week, 2-day, 2 week, etc. And I have the Camel Finance indicator picking a low here. And I have a big green dot on my Market Cipher B indicator. So that's why I'm looking at Solana as well. These are why I have all of these trades open right now. Feel free to tag along, but this is not financial advice, and it can be sketchy using leverage. So just be careful. You can buy spot and hold as well, but this is what I'm looking at as a good entry right now. A lot of other ones have had big moves, and I'm kind of waiting for a correction before entering. Who knows? Sometimes things go up only and it never gives you an entry. So, good luck out there. That's what we got going on. I'm pretty excited to see what some of the stocks do today and see if these run quite hard. I think we might see Bitcoin and Ethereum do some big moves today. So, obviously we had the big breakout. This is last night. We had a little bit of a pullback here. It was like kind of like a fake out rejection here. If I go to the 5-minute, I'm sure there was some market manipulation. There's market manipulation right now. People dumping the price before the market opens. I have a feeling they're trying to dump it a little bit, liquidate some of the users before we go before the market opens. And usually if you see a dump before the market opens, you'll see a pump when it opens, or vice versa, right? If it pumps before the open, it usually dumps. Let's look at the Binance liquidation heat map, because they're great at liquidating everyone. Yeah, I have a feeling that they're going to push down to this 120 right here, and then we're going to go back and make higher highs. So that's what I'm kind of expecting to happen here. You can see lots of, it looks like they're hunting right now for this liquidation. And as I said, on the 5-minute, you can see the market manipulation by these yellow X's right here showing big whale sells manipulating the price. And if you want to try out Market Cipher B, I have another affiliate link below. And let's look at Ethereum on the 5-minute. This was a big dump, but then it got bought right back up. I don't see a lot of manipulation here besides over on Saturday about midnight. The price was dumped quite hard from market manipulation. If we go to Bitcoin, there was a lot of market manipulation about that same time. Yeah, Saturday, about 10 a.m. all the way to, you can see we were trying to break out of this. And then as the price was going to recover and try again, it was like dump all the way down. It's not a, it takes a lot of money to move the market. So this was only like a 0.6% dump, but this hurt altcoins a lot more, right? So if Bitcoin and or Ethereum dumps a lot, that usually means that altcoins are going to dump even more. But anyways, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like, hit the subscribe button, and try out those affiliate links below if you wish. I also have stuff for like, Coinbase, if you want to try Coinbase instead of Bitunix, etc. But all those affiliate links are the best way to support the channel, as well as hitting that like button, subscribe button, and commenting. Appreciate the support, everyone. Have a great day. See you guys.